In today's video, we're going to walk you through something you can do ahead of launching your campaign that's just going to save you a lot of budget from the very beginning and will also save you a lot of time after you've launched your campaign as well from going through your search terms report and adding loads and loads of negative keywords for irrelevant search terms that you don't want to appear for. And that is adding negatives in advance, but doing so in a way that you're capturing a broad range of potential negatives that you know you don't want to appear for, and will cover all the different variations of those as well. So, to do that as well, before you even launch your campaign and you want to add these negatives, what you want to do is go to your search keywords first. And then once you're in your search keywords, you go to negative search keywords. And you can also see here for this campaign, it's one we've been running for ages. So there's over 2,000 negative keywords in there already. But what you can do before even launching your campaign is press the blue plus icon to add your negatives. And what we can do in advance is add a list of broad match negatives, which will basically be a list of keywords that we know that regardless of the context, we will not want to appear for at all. And you'll be surprised by how many irrelevant search terms we will no longer appear for by just including these in advance. Now, if you're a service-based business, for example, all of these broad match negatives that we could add in advance will most likely be quite relevant to you. And by adding these in advance, it's going to save you a lot of time in your search terms report after you launch your campaign and a lot of money on wasted clicks that you don't want to be getting either. So things like how to, because we don't want to be attracting traffic from people that are looking to do the job themselves, how much as well as price, cost, calculator, cost calculator, estimate, quote, quotes, cheap. So most of these ones here then are people that want to just know the price of getting something done. And we have seen cases where, cost-based ad groups can work well, and that is something you can test out for yourself. But in most cases, we only want to target the most high buying intent keywords and those that are further down the funnel and, more ready to buy now, as opposed to just in the research phase of looking for price. So we avoid any searches that are even related to price whatsoever and just helps us get a lot more high buying intent traffic instead. Now there's obviously some other obvious ones that you don't want to appear for as well, like cheap, free, and you'd be surprised by the amount of people that are actually looking to get things done for free. So it's also worth including. Then you have supplies, supplier, DIY. So these are more from people again that are looking to get the job done themselves. Reviews, so people that just want to see reviews of a company but not necessarily reach out to them right now. Ideas as well, grants, and what. So people that want to ask, like, what something is, or, what can I do, and so on. We just don't want to appear for anything that mentions the word what or any of these other keywords here. And what you can do is basically like make a list of keywords like this, and then all you have to do is copy them and you can come here then and paste them in here. And you know that if you add these as broad match negatives as they are right now with no brackets around them, you won't appear for any search terms that have these words in them. And then all you want to just do is save those to your campaign then, and you can just do this before launching. And as well, what we want to do in advance, as well as adding those negatives as broad match, the other type of broad match negatives that we want to add in advance as well, especially for service-based businesses, are competitors. So let's just say you're serving a specific area, for example, a county in Ireland, just say Dublin, for example, and you offer roofing services. So let's just say you're a roofer, an example, just for argument's sake. And basically, what you can do is go onto Google Maps where you can find a list of your competitors. And what you can do then is take a list of all of these competitor names, and copy them like this. And you can add these as broad match negatives to your campaign as well ahead of launching. Because if somebody is looking for one of these companies, then the chances are that they're not looking to work with anybody else. So you want to make sure that these are added as broad match at the very beginning. And you might ask as well, why would I need to add all these as negatives in advance? Because I'm not targeting any of these as actual keywords. And while you're not even targeting them as keywords, Google's match types have gotten a lot broader in recent years. So if you're targeting even any phrase match keywords, for example, you could be targeting a phrase match keyword, for example, roof repair, and that would be considered relevant enough by Google to appear for a bunch of competitor names. So that's why you want to also add these in advance. And those two categories of broad match negatives, so your competitors and your other non-service specific broad match negatives, that most of these can be applied to almost any service, and in some cases as well, depending on the service, there might be other obvious broad match negatives that you should consider adding in advance as well. For example, if you notice that you're getting a lot of searches for, materials, then materials could be a broad match negative that you add. Now, I hope this video gave you some insight into like what types of negatives you should add to your campaign ahead of launching. Now, you still want to make sure you're going through your search terms report regularly and adding negatives. But doing this in advance is just going to massively reduce the amount of, irrelevant search terms that you're going to appear for and save you a lot of time and money in the long run. So I hope this video helped, and if you do have any questions at all about anything we mentioned in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you do like this kind of Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.